My name is James William Stringer, and this is part 3, and this is the final video about the choices that people make. And when I say people, I specifically mean women. Now, you women, if you're watching this and I'm pissing you off, good, I'm doing my fucking job. And why did I say that? I'm doing my fucking job for the simple fact that I've lost people due to domestic violence. I've lost 2 cousins due to domestic violence on my father's side and on my mother's side. And why did I lose them? Because they chose assholes who treat women like dog shit. They chose assholes that they fell in love with, but instead of not really getting to know someone, they got caught up in a fucking relationship where their lives were taken from them. You understand? I'm not being a motherfucking mean ass. I'm not being a victim blamer. I'm hitting y'all with the one thing that none of you motherfuckers like. The goddamn truth. You don't like what I'm saying. You don't like what I posted. And I'm probably never gonna have sex with another chick as long as I'm breathing while these videos exist. And that's fine. Because me not having sex with chicks saves some girls from getting their asses killed by some dumbass son of a bitch because we're not teaching our daughters to go after men instead of boys with big dicks and a lick. Then it was worth it. Because if I live long enough to have a child, specifically if I have a daughter, sorry, the dragon up there got me distracted. Specifically if I have a daughter, I don't want my daughter to go after somebody who does drugs. I don't want my daughter to date somebody because he has a motorcycle. I don't want my daughter to date someone because he has an attitude and he can beat everybody on the fucking block, which also includes her. I don't want my daughter to lose a limb or an appendage or an eye because she chooses to date someone who, for more than enough accounts, is an asshole. I don't want my daughter to come home one day and her nose is on this side of her face because some asshole decided to put his fucking hands on her. I don't want my daughter or my granddaughter or my great-granddaughter to have some man walking all over top of their ass. And maybe there's violence in lesbian relationships, but I don't know because I'm not a lesbian. And if it's lesbian violence on lesbians, well, you know, I don't want my daughter in none of that shit either. And the problem with that is really quite simple. The choices that we make have consequences, and if you are not willing to live with the consequences, then make the choice. By all God, make the damn choice. But can you live with the choice? If you can live with the choice of being with someone who gets their kicks and their jollies by beating your ass, then there's nothing I can do about that. But if that's what you want to do, I can't change your mind. But let me drop this on you because this is important. It might seem like I'm being a bad guy. And truth be told, I kinda am. But let me drop this on you so I can end this video at the 10-minute mark. I want you to think about your life. I want you to think about the things I said in the first 2 videos. I want you to think. I want you to look in the mirror. I want you to understand one thing that is for damn sure and one thing is for certain. Unless you are the victim of rape, you choose to bring these dirty ass motherfucking bastards into your life without getting to know them. You get knocked up, and then you really get to know them by understanding the backside of their hand. You understand when they start calling you bitches and whores and sluts and stuff like that. You understand when they try to get you drunk so you can fuck their friends because they owe their friends money. See, these are things that actually do fucking happen. You don't have to believe me. It's probably not in your neighborhood. It's probably not in your world. It's probably not in your life. It's probably not anybody that you fucking know. But here's the thing on that. It does happen. It might not happen in America. It might happen in Canada. It might happen in Europe. It might happen in Japan. It might happen in Russia. You understand that every 8 seconds in the world that a woman is being raped or being beaten by somebody that she loves or is supposed to love her. But here's the thing. When we don't teach our daughters and our sons to be humane, this is what we get. And then you get a grown-ass man like me, or that daughter's daddy who try as he may to get her right, and she refused. Daddy got to step in and do his fucking job as a daddy. The man that beat the guy to death in the shit that I posted and reposted, you know what? Y'all might hate me for having respect for this motherfucker, but he has a daughter. And any man who don't try to fuck up the guy that's beating their daughter, well, then at least call the cops. Do something to interfere. Do something to save your fucking child. But what you should have done in the first place was monitor her through her life. Sit down and get to know your child. Sit down and tell her, look, baby, I want nothing for the best for you, and I'm not going to lead you astray. I want you to find somebody that's going to treat you right. I don't want you with somebody who was an asshole. I don't want you with somebody because they got a bad reputation and they can beat up 5 or 6 dudes at one time. That doesn't make them a fucking man. It makes them a good fighter, but it doesn't make them a fucking man. You want to be with a man. You want a man that's going to fucking be what God intended a man to be for a woman. What a woman is supposed to be for a man is his gift, his companion, his love, his wife, his baby maker, etc. And most likely in that order. You know, because your female best friend, which should be your wife, can give you things that your male best friend cannot. Unless you're bisexual, and there's nothing wrong with that. And if you're a switch hitter, and if y'all both are all in an open-minded relationship, and y'all running threesomes, hey, good luck with that. As long as you're keeping your hands to your fucking self. Now, there are incidences where you have a domestic dispute with your wife or your girlfriend, and one of y'all may draw back and slap somebody because apparently that's a thing. It is not a right thing. It is never right to put your hands on anyone, and if you don't want them to put your hands back on you, then you should probably sit down and talk. And that's for people in serious relationships. Don't slap the man. Sit down and talk. Try to woman up and keep your hands to yourself, because apparently in relationships, women are generally the ones that draw the first smack. You know? And that's not cool. And for the man, that damn sure ain't cool for you to be the guy to try to smack the taste out your woman's mouth. A man should never put his hands on a woman unless, again, it's in the script. No. But in reality, here's reality. In reality, most men that beat their women are lacking something up here. Not down here. Up here. And for women whose heart are broken and scared to leave that bastard, they're lacking something up here. Alright? It's all about brain power. And if you are afraid to leave someone, then you need to talk to someone that can help you get out of the relationship peacefully. And I watch a lot of ID channel, and I watched dudes on the show the other day come right into the fucking skater rink and punch his girlfriend or his baby mama in the face. And this is what brings me back to this shit about the choices that we make as people. If you are a man and you are abusing a woman, you ain't a man. You're a piece of fucking shit. If you are a woman who is with a man who is abusing you and you choose to stay, I really don't have that much sympathy for you unless you're scared to leave him. But if you're a woman and you with a man and he's beating your ass and you got 2 brothers, those are the people you should probably tell to take care of this motherfucker. Then you get a goddamn divorce and get as far away from that motherfucker as possible. And you get a goddamn restraining order. And if that doesn't give you good enough, you get an apartment right across the street from the motherfucking police station. That way they can't say they didn't see the son of a bitch come into your fucking house. And the thing with that is, as I close out, when we make these choices, we choose to be in relationships that we believe we deserve. And no matter what you have done in your life, no woman deserves to be in an abusive relationship. I lost 2 female cousins due to domestic violence. So when I posted this shit on Facebook and I pissed people off, well, here's the thing on that. I guess we got survivor's guilt in our family. We don't do good in the holidays because our family members were generally killed around the holidays. The female cousin on my mother's side died on a Christmas era, either 2 days before or the week of, but it was real close to damn Christmas. The asshole that shot her shot himself because he knew if we got a hold of him, there would be justice. And I'm going to leave it at that. My family member on my father's side that passed away, she didn't pass away, her life was taken. I'm sorry, let me be politically correct. You know, her asshole husband ended her life due to the fact that he was just a jealous motherfucker. I believe he may have killed himself. I can't really remember because I don't know the whole fucking story. But I do know that I lost a fucking cousin, which is the important part. My cousin, she was a badass. She rode bikes, and I ain't talking bicycles. I'm talking motorcycles like Jigsas and shit like that. This asshole she was with was a jealous son of a bitch. There's a special place in hell for him. There's a special place in hell for most men that abuse their women, and they deserve to be there. Now let me explain this before I go out. Fear changes perspective. Fear keeps women from leaving men. But if you would have had knowledge of this asshole and what was coming beforehand, and you still chose him, which is why I wrote what I wrote. Because a lot of you women, and I don't give a fuck if every last one of you fucking hate me for this, but before you do, you look in that fucking mirror and you look at the choices that you've made, man-wise, life-wise, and all the dumb shit that we do. You look at how you got there. Because most of the choices, when it comes to women and men, the woman made the choice to be with this motherfucker. She didn't know he was going to whoop her ass. I get that. But you know what? You know enough about him that if he has a high temper directed at anyone, he can lash out at you too. And if you don't know this by now, that someone in your life has failed you, whether it be your mother or your father. So I implore you, especially people of color, to raise our sons and daughters right. Raise our sons to be good men and not try to follow the crowd and get into drugs and all this other dumb shit that they do. Because there's nothing honorable about being drugs and going to jail. There's nothing honorable about that. It just makes it harder for you later in life when they go to give you a background check and then you're wondering why the overqualified black guy can't get the job while the underqualified white guy can get the job because most of them haven't really been to jail. But you being overqualified because you went to school, but before you went to school, you did a lot of stupid shit in your past. And it's come back to slap you in the face. Hard. So, raise our sons right. Raise our daughters right. And maybe, just maybe, we have a fighting chance of keeping less women from being victims of domestic violence. Less young people of color going the fuck to jail because they want to be like everyone else. And let's live in reality. So I just gave y'all 3 videos, a whole 1,000, and y'all probably aren't going to like me. Here's a tip. I don't give a fuck. If you not liking me saves your daughter from getting her ass beat when she turns 15 or 16 and starts fucking, then I've done my fucking job because I've saved her fucking life. If you not liking me makes your son go to school and college and become a scientist or a doctor or a lawyer or something that benefits society and mankind and womankind and humankind and the earth, then I did my damn job. So if you raise them right and give them bigger dreams than the NFL, give them bigger dreams than the NBA, give them bigger dreams than being a rapper, because none of that shit's guaranteed. But education can get you somewhere. It ain't guaranteed to get you the job that you want, because you can go to college for 20 years and still not get that dream job, because you never know what you've done in your past that will come back and bite you in the ass. Keep that shit in mind and preach that shit to your children. What you've done in the past can come back to kick your ass. Remember that saying. I'm James Williams Jr., Comfort Advocate number 2, B, C, and U.